Hello everyone, this is Matt Gardening and I am Vijay. Today we are going to look at how to grow tuberoses in containers. It is pretty easy to grow. So let's get started. This is how its flowers look like. It is very beautiful and very fragrant. I love to grow these in my home garden because it's very fragrant and it attracts many pollinators to my home garden to help in pollination of other vegetables too. And it is native to Mexico and it is also a night blooming flower. When you go and see it at night, it is very bright and it looks very awesome if you take a photograph. I'll put it in the right side corner or left side corner so that you can see what I took at night. It looks extremely beautiful. First, let's see about the potting soil. The potting soil must be soft, loamy and rich in nutrients so that it can grow well and flourish well. Next, let's see about the containers. The containers must be shallow and broad so that the plants can multiply and the roots are very short. So these are kinds of bulbs, so they don't have a very large taproot system, they have fibrous root system. So these shallow containers are enough and it must be very broad so that they can multiply more and more and you will get more plants from single container. Next, let's see about the sunlight. They require 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight for proper growth with full bloom and proper reproduction so that you can get more flowers, more blooms and a lot of extra plants growing around, which is a best thing about these plants. Now let's see about watering. When the top 2 inches of the soil is dry to touch, that's the time you need to water. If you overwater the plant, the tubes inside or the bulbs inside may decay. So water it, don't water it often, water it a day after watering, because if over moisture is present, the bulb may decay. So water it when the soil feels dry to touch. These also have a succulent fleshy leaf so that they don't require that much of water again and again very frequently. So watering them 2 days once is much enough. Yes, these plants are not often affected by pests, though at times it is affected by mealybugs, aphids and leaf borers. I'll teach you a simple technique to get rid of them. Firstly, clean them off from the plants with your hands. It will be very easy to do. You can just take it and squeeze them off with your hands if you see any of them in your plants. If you think of that to be awkward, you can even use a gloves that will be helping you against those dirty ones. For this you need 4 to 5 cloves, 1 bark of cinnamon and some neem oil. I have got some thing as 2 ml or 3 ml. This is very small bottle, so I'm using 2 to 3 ml, that is enough. And a cup of water. In a cup of water, add 4 to 5 cloves and just mix it up well and put in a bark of cinnamon. If you leave it for 2 days or for a day or for at least a night, it will change its color to this. Step 2 is nothing but spray anything organic pesticide like neem oil, clove essential oil or any other, or garlic onion paste oil, water, neem water, or the water I'm going to show now on the plant, which will prevent them from the insects. So let's see how to make this water right now. You can also add 2 to 3 ml of neem oil or clove oil or any other essential oils like etc. into the mixture of water and the clove and just spray it, because these vegetable oils or essential oils will repel those insects. These are not attracted by those. So you can even use this one as a spray. See, this is how it looks when you mix both. You can even use lavender essential oil or something like eucalyptus oil, etc., which will be a good source of insect repellent. So after cleaning, I'm going to spray this on the plant, which will make it thoroughly wet, even on the flowers, because they are also attracted by those pests. Make it completely damp and the smell will not attract any more pests. Fertilization and nutrient giving. I prefer to give nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium in equal parts, as these have lush green growth with growing bulbs. Bulbs require a lot of potassium, and these greens require a lot of nitrogen, and these are heavily blooming plants, so they require a lot of nitrogen. So try to give them all in equal amounts. And if you can give, there are a wide range of nutrient giving options for these plants, like vermicompost, cow dung manure, eggshell powder, bone meal, blood meal, etc. There are a lot of varieties. You can even give any other homemade compost tea, etc. These are very effective on these plants. Any fertilizer is better because they will have equal proportions in every nutrient of it. Next, let's see about propagation. These plants are propagated from bulbs. So you can get those dry bulbs from nursery centers or in the seed shop near you and just plant them in the soil. I'll soon make a video on that. You can even grow them from the plants bought from the nurseries. They are giving in small pots. You can just transplant them into the soil and can be grown. I'll soon make a video on growing from bulbs. Near me it is not available, so I got this plant from a nursery, direct plant. It will be growing very well soon than growing from bulbs. If you are growing from bulbs take nearly 4 to 6 months to start blooming, but plants automatically they start to bloom as you buy. Next, let's see about some tips on getting more flowers. First thing is deadheading. Deadheading, the word means taking off or pinching off or cutting off spent blooms or dry blooms. Some people like to keep them as a beautiful thing in their garden to attract many pollinators. If you leave them in the garden, so they may dry in the plant itself. So at that time, cut them off after they dry off, because they will save some energy for the next flowering part. So always try to deadhead, which will increase more flowering and more. Tip number 2 is that cutting off dried or complete spines and cutting or pruning off the dried or dead leaves, which will help in more nutrition saving and more flowering. This long stem without flower or spent flowers is known as dried or spent spikes. These must be cut off completely at the base so that they will send new spikes and new growth from here, and a new plant will grow from the side and it will send new spike with more flowers. Actually, it was a joint plant, single plant, but I separated each plant, so each plant will separate into more and more plants. So at the base of the spike, cut it with a clean knife or a pruner. This is very thick, so I'm using a knife like this. You can also cut those dried leaves like these, which will save energy. So not like other plants, like dicot plants, they do not the leaves does not fall from the plant, so they will be stagnated over here. So you must clean them regularly so that they will not get any infections. So I will clean whenever possible, like this, take them away, because these are not plants like guava or other plants. When the leaves are yellow, they will fall. They may fall. For these plants, when the leaves are yellow, they will fall automatically for other plants. But these plants are monocot. These leaves will not fall very easily or very soon. So you must try to pluck them off as they dry. So as I cut, there was new growth for me. You can see here, this is the new growth. This will produce new shoots and new flowers. So this is the new growth. You can see here one new growth. So I cut and took off the unused or died spike or dead spike. So here after the cutting there are new growths. This growth will give one more spike, and there's one growth here. This will give a new spike with a lot of flowers. In each plant there's new growth. These new growths will give one more spike, and it will also produce much more plants which will grow into very beautiful spikes. So that's all. You can also use these spent spikes in composting bin so that you can change it into the valuable compost. So don't throw it away, you can make it into compost. That's all about these tuberoses or rajnigandha or sampangi. It's very easy to grow. I hope this video is useful to you. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and watch the photos of my plants, flowers at the end of this video. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in the next video.